So it appears that the resurgence of buyers has triggered a massive bull run for Dogecoin, which provides it with an opportunity to kickstart another leg up. In this video, I'll talk about if Doge will continue its bull run or is it going to fall back. Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto Fire, where we talk about Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, and investing. Before we move forward, I'd just like to remind you to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications. This will make sure that you never miss our time-sensitive updates. Now, let's get started with today's video. So after touching the 34 cents mark with a 40% gain, Dogecoin is currently holding around the 29 cents mark. And it appears that Doge spiked on a bounce from the 200-day moving average. This rise broke through the 30 cents resistance level and was followed by a pullback. Besides, this price level resisted the retreat attempt as it now serves as role-reversed short-term support. And considering this recent spike in Doge, cryptos analysts are predicting that Dogecoin's price could reach $1 if Doge overcomes a major hurdle. So Dogecoin's price has recorded 4 lower highs and 4 equal lows in the last 6 months. And using trend lines, the swing points in this 6-month consolidation can be joined to reveal a descending triangle. This technical formation forecasts a 361% increase, which is calculated by adding the distance between the swing high and the triangle's base. By adding this distance to the breakout point, it is possible for Doge to reach $1 in the coming months. And we know that Doge has gained 40% from the breakthrough point so far and demonstrates a proclivity to continue higher. However, the supply zone between 25 cents and 34 cents is a considerable impediment. As a result, a decisive close above 34 cents will confirm the revival of buyers and initiate a further 27% advance to the next resistance level at 44 cents. Apart from this, Doge faces little to no pushback. As a result, investors can anticipate a rise in the Dogecoin price to $1. Besides, before hitting the $1 mark, it is critical for it to go past the 4 to 4.5 cents level. And it appears that if bulls successfully overcome the 30 cents price limit, Doge will revisit its swing high of 34 cents. Now, according to the visible range profile, there was an abundance of sell pressure between 30 cents and 34 cents, implying that Doge's ascension would be as straightforward as some of its peers who were attempting record highs. However, the groundwork for a sustained assault would be created as soon as Doge can close over 30 cents. Additionally, a reversion to 30 cents would trigger additional long positions in the market, paving the way for a bullish outcome. Besides, I think that Doge positioned itself adjacent to critical areas in order to maximize its breakout potential. In the immediate term, a pullback to 27 cents is likely, following which Doge will resume its advance until 35 cents. And from there, a convincing close over 38 cents would propel Doge into the ultimate resistance level of 44.5 cents. Now I'd like to remind you that this is not financial advice since I'm not a financial advisor. So it is recommended that you do your own research before investing in cryptos. Meanwhile, it appears that the bull run is on for Doge, and now a market analysis by Coinpedia indicates that Doge will surge to the 50 cents mark in the coming days. So despite several unsuccessful attempts to break over the resistance previously, Doge's price remained positive. However, the price might potentially go considerably higher as the pattern indicates an impending huge leg. And according to analysts, once it breaks the pattern, it has the potential to climb to as high as 50 cents in no time. And regardless of whether Dogecoin's price all-time high is far higher than present levels, it has the potential to experience a major upward trajectory. However, the current weekly close is critical for forecasting future price movement. A bullish breakout over 40 cents might confirm the uptrend, and if the Doge price breaks through the 50 cents mark, the bull run could stay for long. Now this is great news for Bitcoin and crypto holders since Jelena McWilliams, the chairman of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, recently stated that U.S. officials are examining ways to create a clearer path for U.S. institutions and their customers seeking to hold Bitcoin and other cryptos. It appears that the objective is to maintain control over these emerging and quickly developing assets. So according to Reuters, Jelena McWilliams stated that banks should be permitted to operate in this market as long as risk is effectively managed and mitigated, and if we do not introduce this activity within banks, it will develop on the outside and federal regulators will be powerless to regulate it. While Jelena McWilliams acknowledges the difficulties, she believes that private banks will eventually be required to keep Bitcoin directly on their balance sheets. So I think that the prominent people at the helm of America's present monetary and financial system are beginning to recognize Bitcoin's inevitability. And I think that private banks in America will eventually be permitted to handle Bitcoin and other cryptos on their balance sheets. And it is only a matter of time before this happens, and once American banks receive approval, private banks in other countries will seek the same privilege. I think that it will not be long until this movement spreads globally. On the other hand, it has been reported that the SEC has requested that banking firm Valkyrie drop its application to market a new leveraged Bitcoin ETF. So this judgment comes 2 weeks after ProShares Bitcoin Futures ETF was approved and 10 days after Valkyrie approved a second Bitcoin Futures ETF. And it appears that the choice is consistent with remarks made by SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, who claimed that the SEC would treat cryptos as securities and hence would not look favorably on leveraged financial instruments directly related to crypto. However, the SEC takes a different perspective of financial instruments tied to Bitcoin futures already traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The SEC thinks that cryptos are highly risky products, and since they are not yet regulated, they are subject to possible frauds and scams. Meanwhile, I think that the mindset of the SEC will change since we are hearing the news that U.S. regulators are now eyeing to regulate crypto and introduce them into the banking system. And talking about Bitcoin ETFs, it has been reported that the Australian Securities and Investments Commission has granted fund managers early approval to establish Bitcoin spot ETFs. So according to reports, following months of consultation with professionals in the Bitcoin and crypto industries, corporate authorities issued fresh recommendations for the market and established a draft set of regulatory standards for funds interested in offering Bitcoin spot ETFs. And the Australian Securities and Investments Commission stated that one need for fund managers is to appoint a Bitcoin custodial specialist who will be required to ensure that crypto assets are handled in a safe and secure manner. And owing to this early approval, numerous Australian funds have already initiated the application process of the spot ETFs. And as per another report, the ECB and the central banks of the Eurozone countries are looking for the possibility of introducing a digital euro. Now we are all aware that digitalization has been ingrained in everyone's life and that even the process of acquiring goods has evolved significantly. The ability to pay in all circumstances with a digital euro would become a routine and widespread practice. And I think that the introduction of a digital European currency would benefit citizens in a variety of ways. Paying in this novel approach would significantly reduce the amount of time spent on bureaucratic processes, which tend to hinder the economy. However, the ECB contends that a European digital currency would not replace present banknotes but would quickly evolve into a safer and more convenient medium of exchange. The analytical economic return would then primarily be quantifiable in the context of retail payments. And now coming to price analysis for Bitcoin, it is currently trading above $60,000, and crypto analysts anticipate that Bitcoin will eventually hit $100,000 in the near future. They stated that we may even see a crash for Bitcoin before it reaches the $100,000 mark, and because Bitcoin is still in its relative infancy and has not yet reached its maximal maturity, future estimates for Bitcoin are bullish. And considering we may see a bullish trend for Bitcoin, I think that Doge will follow it owing to their strong correlation. As I have always stated that Doge's correlation with Bitcoin is very critical, and considering that this correlation is around 0.69 level, which is still high, I believe that Doge is going to have a bull run in the coming days or perhaps months. Moreover, my price analysis for Dogecoin is positive, as a retracement established a higher low at 26 cents previous resistance following a higher peak at 29 cents. As a result, I anticipate Doge to continue its upward trend over the next 24 hours, with the 32 cents level as a possible objective. And considering Doge's recent market trend, I think Doge can surge above 35 cents in the coming days. However, these are my personal views and I'm not giving financial advice. So don't rely on it and conduct your own research before investing in cryptos.